just before the video starts, make sure you go and check out my website, ystech.org. This is the place where you're going to be finding the latest news and everything great in technology, from reviews to tutorials and much more. So make sure you go check it out in the description, ystech.org. I'll see you there. Hey guys, it is YS from YS Tech here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the MeToo keyboard. Now just before we start, as we said in the ad before, make sure you go and check out my website, ystech.org, the latest and greatest for technology, news, tutorials, and much more. So I'll see you there at ystech.org. Now, I've been using this keyboard for about 2 to 3 months now, and I can say it's a damn good keyboard for the price. Coming in at about only $35 for the most basic version that I've got here, it is a damn good keyboard. It clicks, it clacks, it does all the best and more. It just feels good. You know, if you want a cheap mechanical keyboard, I'm just going to say it now, this is a really good option, as it's got those knockoff switches, but at the same time, it's giving you a similar feel to what Cherry MX would give, or Gatoron at least. Now, that's not to put the other Chinese brands down. Gatoron also feels good, and so does Kale, as they've stepped up their quality quite a bit in recent times. Now, honestly, I can't argue with this price. It's 35 New Zealand. It's just, you can't beat this stuff. Now, let's just give a feel to what it sounds like. Now, as you can see, the click is really good, as I said, especially for the price. However, at the same time, it is a little bit like flaky, and sometimes these caps don't actually sit properly like the whole time. See, now that's the other downside of these keycaps. A lot of them are not actually stabilized properly. These keycaps wobble quite a bit. And as well, I've noticed through quite extensive use, I'm not sure what type of keycaps these are, ABS or what have you. I'm not sure exactly, but these keys tend to wear out and they become pretty smooth. You can see that on my A key here and the Q, WER. They're becoming quite worn out. And unfortunately, when they become worn out, they don't feel as good, because when they have that texture, that grainy texture before, it gives you a slight grip on it. But however, now it's like it's not. It makes you slip a little bit, but the feel is not what it used to be. And unfortunately, I might actually replace these keycaps anytime soon, just because I don't like smooth keycap. I like to have a little bit of a grain so I can actually keep on the key, and so my finger doesn't slip too much. That's not to take away from the keyboard's quality. It is made of plastic, and it has a braided cable. You probably won't be able to see that. If I just take the away, I'll show you guys after. Actually, the braided cable is really good quality. I actually haven't had any problems. My keyboard's been sitting here for a few months now, and I've had absolutely no problems with it. One thing to note as well, it does bottom out a little bit, unfortunately. You could hear it with the spacebar when I was doing the sound test as well, the typing example. And now to give it a bit of more of a feel, it has a slight click. It's pretty decent. I don't find myself bottoming out too much. It's just on the spacebar that you can hear that it gets really mushy when you press hard on these keys. But you shouldn't be doing that in any case. But I just find it when I hit the spacebar. It's not the most satisfying click, but it's okay. The spacebar is slightly stabilized. I know the shift is not. The enter is not, and this key, I can't remember what it's called, is not as well. But overall, the feeling of the keyboard is pretty good. The keypads, as I said, they slip a little bit as they age. As you can see here, I've actually switched the caps lock button from my old caps lock because there was a light underneath it, and my old one had a semi see-through one, a translucent one here, as you can see, not transparent but translucent, and you can see the light actually comes through now. Before the old one, it only used to come through a little bit because it had the printed tops. Now I'm just gonna show you what the keycaps are like. I'm just gonna pull it out. Do not do this. It actually came with a keycap puller, but I'm too lazy to use it. Alright, so if I just take the key up here and zoom in, there we go. So it's a Cherry MX ripoff, as you can see here, and the keycaps are pretty decent, but like as I said, they tend to smooth out and they're a little bit wobbly. Now that also could be due to the switches as well. I'll just zoom that in as well. I'll just take whatever it is there. So let's take the U key out. 7 might actually be easier. Okay, here my computer going off like crazy. As you can see, it's just a clear blue switch. Now there isn't too much to say about this, except for the fact that it's a knockoff Cherry MX. However, it does a pretty damn good job. I actually came from a Cherry MX red keyboard, which unfortunately broke due to the main board or the control board, the input switch to plug it in, because it was modular. It broke, and I haven't been bothered to solder it back on, at least the new one. So I just went with this option. It's a lot better, it's a lot cheaper, and honestly, I can't argue with the price. That is what the switch looks like. My keyboard, I actually haven't cleaned it in a while, sorry. Yeah, not a traditional keyboard review at all, not aside from my old ones. But I had to do this. It was a pretty good keyboard for the price, and I really like it. And yes, I'm going to do the traditional keyboard flip for you. Now you can probably see the braided cable here, pretty good quality. I don't actually use these feet at all. It's got nice rubber pads. Again, it is plastic, so just be aware of that. It's not metal, but it is a damn good job, to be honest. Now I'm not going to open it up because I don't want to break it, and I don't want to buy a new keyboard. So let's just flip it back around. Alright, so let's give the keyboard a little listen. I'm going to take my mic in a little bit closer so you guys can actually hear the sound. Now I'm going to amplify the volume, so just be aware of that. I'm going to set it down here, and let's give it a type. Okay, I should be really loud right now, but let's give it a go. Can't type too. So, yes, this MeToo keyboard actually looks like a pretty decent buy if you're looking for a mechanical keyboard on the budget. Not a bad buy for 35 New Zealand. At least this model, the one with lights, is a little bit more, but I don't want RGB, so I didn't bother with that one. But this one, yeah, damn good value, especially when it goes on special as well. I've seen these guys go for even 25 New Zealand or lower. Not a bad option to compete with the second-hand keyboards that you get off Trade Me, eBay, Amazon, stuff like that. It gives you a similar experience. Obviously, you're missing out on those premium features from the top of the line second-hand keyboards from a few years ago, the flagships. But the trade-off is that you get a brand new keyboard with pretty decent switches for a good price. And I'd say that's a good trade-off. And I was a bit sick of some of my second-hand keyboards failing, and that's just due to their age and the risk you take. As I've said before, that's always something, the risk you take when you buy second-hand. The feeling, again, is mainly responsive. However, as I said, if you press very, very hard, if you bottom them out, it does get quite mushy. Could just be a symptom of this key switch. But overall, typing experience is good. Gaming experience is pretty good. I've been playing League of Legends with it, or different FPSs like Iron Sight, or some of the other free stuff, Warframe, what have you, in my spare time as well. It does a good job. Typing essays, I've done like 3,000 word essays. It feels good to type on. Definitely better on a laptop. I can tell you that for sure. And overall, again, great keyboard. Alright, thank you guys very much for watching this keyboard review on the MeToo keyboard. I'll see you guys in the next video next week, or the next review, tutorial, what have you. Remember, go check out my website, ystech.org. I'll see you there. It has the latest reviews, news, and tutorials on technology and much more. So make sure you go check it out, ystech.org. Thank you very much. Also remember to smash that like button, comment below, and subscribe. But most importantly, make sure to have an awesome day, guys. I'll see you around. Bye.